God, it's been a while. Hello.
Yeah, that was a hell of a nap I just had.
Yeah.
For about, I don't know, feels like it's been at least a year.
Well, I've given you 175 hand jobs and I gave you a hand job every other day, so however long that is.
Oh, nice. Well, yeah, basically the shock of the Brexit thing, so I just fell asleep until we're out. We're definitely out of the European Union now, right?
Yeah, you know it.
They haven't dragged it out. Oh, we've gone to the
They're
demo.
not fucking that up, don't worry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I imagine it went really smoothly. And,
Yeah, it was great. I could barely remember it so long.
Yeah, I mean, was it David Cameron was in charge, wasn't he?
That's right.
He's a smooth operator.
You got it.
God help us if someone replaced him.
Oh, well.
Right, let's not get political because I can imagine the comments now. Yeah, we're back after, I don't know, however long I was asleep for.
Yeah, it's over a year, I think.
Yeah, fuck me. But yeah, so we thought we'd play just a background game, obviously Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, because it's fucking incredible.
Correct.
And just talk about why we sort of took a break.
Yeah,
and,
where the fuck have we been?
Explain ourselves and just have a good time. So I'll let you...
Oh.
I don't know why I'm doing such an exaggerated controller pass because no one can see it.
I've been handed the controller. This is amazing.
Yeah, so...
our lives are both a bit different now, aren't they?
Yeah, there's been
I'm
a lot
a
of
woman.
changes. Yeah, I am in between. Transitioning. No, we're not. Yeah, I don't know what your reasons for... So we were both a bit slack on it, really.
Yeah.
I know my reasons, and it feels like I feel personally responsible for not being bothered to do stuff. But
yeah,
again, you might feel the same. Neither of us arranged anything, did we?
Your reason, it's a similar reason. You go first.
Yeah, so basically when we were recording last time, I don't know if I was just about to change jobs or if I had changed jobs. I can't remember.
I reckon it was over a year ago, so I reckon you must not have changed jobs then.
Yeah, maybe we were...
Wait, are you talking about how many jobs ago are you talking?
2. So I'm going to have to be quite vague on this. I don't want to name companies, but I'm going to slag one of them off relentlessly.
Correct.
But I was working at a photography place, let's say that. Editing photos, that sort of thing. That job was alright. I wasn't particularly happy there, but it was just a dead-end job. You know, when you just get up and it's like, ugh, I have to go in. But you're not really that bothered. You're just kind of bored, is probably the best word for that. So I found another job, and I thought to myself, it can't be any worse than this one because I'm bored, I'm wasted, there's no progression. The sort of reasons most people leave their job. But I was very wrong. The place I ended up going to, again to be generic, was a print shop. So just handling printing for customers, big customers, small customers, whatever. And it was fucking horrid.
Fuck, man.
Awful.
How long were you there for in here?
I think I stayed out for best part of a year, I think. It was around the 9-month mark that it was like, I need to get out. And that place basically, to bring it back to Sweaty Thumbsticks, sapped all the energy I had.
Yeah.
People might not be able to relate. People probably will be able to relate. When you sort of get home from work, even on a Friday, when you've got the whole weekend ahead of you, and all you can think about is how much you don't want to go in the next day or on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
And it ruins your personal life because either you've got no energy to deal with it because you've given everything you can in the day, you just want to just switch off and fall asleep, or you're just dreading going back. And it got to that point. I think I said to you before we started, I don't want to throw around things like depression and anxiety and panic attacks and all that stuff.
Nor should you.
Because I think people throw it around too quickly. I'd never accuse anyone of it because you never know what someone's going through and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't feel I was that bad.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it fucking wasn't good.
Yeah.
To put into perspective what the sort of place was like, one weekend, and this always sticks in my mind, the boss hated me. I haven't got the best of memory at the best of times.
And as you'll know from listening to this, or watching this channel rather, Luke is a nice guy.
I like to think so. And
I mean, you're a
oh, great. Graham's going to have to edit that one out. I'm going to have to dust Graham off.
That was the,
But yeah, oh, God knows. He kind of just walked off into the distance like
well, I left
the
him
Incredible Hulk.
I left him a couple of bagels, I hope.
Yeah, I left him an Oreo. I mean, I'd already licked it. But yeah, I'm not... I don't want to sound big-headed, but I'm not an idiot. I'm not incompetent.
No.
I think I'm good at what I do, I'm a graphic designer, if people don't know. And I like to think I'm pretty good at it, but my memory isn't the best. I'll hands down admit that. It never has been. But my boss really, he was the sort of person that just picks up on people's insecurities and just runs with it. And I'm thinking back now, I think he's the sort of person that just hated his life. And you could tell, like, there was always that fake over happiness.
Yeah.
And I think he was miserable, and his way of dealing with that was just to make everyone around him miserable. And sometimes it was me, sometimes it was a co-worker. Like, he had his flavours of the month, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he started like really ragging on me for my memory and stuff. It just made my life miserable.
Fucking hell, that is so
Yeah,
dickheaded.
I was an asshole. Like, I don't hate many people. I try not to. Like, but I think there's like 4 people on my shit list, and he's top of it. And 2 of them are quite close to being dropped off because I just don't care anymore. But him, like, if I saw him at the side of the road, like broken down, or his car was not working or whatever, I wouldn't stop. Like, I'm not saying I'd be happy at his misery, but at the same time, it'd bring me a bit of joy. It's one of those
Joy is another name for happiness.
Yeah. I can't really put it into words. Like, I don't wish bad on anyone, but if I was to, it'd be him. Like, and again, like I was explaining his personality, and the thing that I can still consider to be the worst thing he's ever done was because it was sort of a place that was so busy, so people make mistakes, and obviously I did because my memory's shit. And this is during one of his phases where it's like, right, Luke's my target this month. I think someone had ordered like 100 greetings cards or something.
Unnecessary, but carry on.
Something like that. It was a quantity.
Unless it was Christmas cards.
It might have been, I don't know. But the place that it was, I'm not going to say where it is, because it's the only print shop in that place. But, so it would identify it. But it was the sort of place where it was very posh, older people that lived there. So they were a bit old-fashioned. Like, we had people come in for like letterheads.
Yeah.
That featured, it was like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. So like the wife would, like, if her name was Joanne, she'd call herself Mrs. Joanne Smith or some. I can't remember how it was phrased. It was like really old-fashioned, but like, oh no, that was it. Like, if her husband was John Smith, she would call herself Mrs. John Smith. Like,
oh, twat.
Yeah, like, very old-fashioned, very proper.
Beyonce would be fucking fuming.
Oh yeah, but these women were like, they weren't shrinking violets. They were proper battle axes. So they just did it because that's what they wanted, and they expected it. But anyway, different issue. But she'd ordered 100, 150 greetings cards or Christmas cards or something. I can't remember what it was.
Bitch.
Basically, I hadn't printed enough. So she had emailed. I didn't have access to the emails at home. So she had emailed in on presumably a Friday night and said, I haven't got enough cards. You haven't printed enough. And this being a Friday evening that she'd emailed, I had no chance of seeing it, the email. And I just got a text message from the boss, who was also the owner of the company, on a Saturday saying, you fucked up. Don't you know how to count?
Oh,
real patronising shit. And obviously I don't know how to count. I'm 32 at the time.
Can't count.
Yeah, I can't count. But it's a sort of place where it was just so busy that everyone made mistakes, including the owner. He was the worst for it.
Twat.
We had so many customers come in and say, I'm going to call him John. His name wasn't John. John promised me this. I've heard nothing from him for 2 weeks. And we were like, well, he hasn't told us anything about it, and he's the manager. But we'll help you. And we had to help so many of his customers. But then when I make a mistake, it's like, what's wrong with you? Don't know how to count. I don't know how to help you anymore. You're obviously shit.
Wow.
And I don't think that was word for word, but it was just, and you hear that on a Saturday morning, and then you think all weekend, it's like, right, I'm going into a bollocking on Monday.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to throw around anxiety and all that stuff, because I don't think it was that bad. Mine was purely a reaction to the situation I was in. I wasn't just an anxious person in general. But all weekend ruined then, and that happened quite a lot. And that was the sort of person he was. Like, again, I don't want to throw around like bullying and stuff. It sounds so childish, but it was harassment at the end of the day, and I'd love to have told him to fuck off, but I have a mortgage, I've got bills to pay, I couldn't afford to be without a job, and I was spending, it was like an hour drive to get there every day, so I had no spare money because of petrol and stuff. We weren't skint, like, I had no money issues, it was just getting spare money to save up to be jobless for 2 months or whatever. Just wasn't going to happen. So, like, yeah, it's awful. And he was the sort of person, he had done it. I don't know if this was because someone was in their probation period, or I don't know how he got away with it, but he just fired someone one night over text.
What?
And she'd only been there for like 2 months or something. So I think
Fucking hell.
there was a probation period built into her contract, so that's how he got away with it. Or he just knew that she wasn't the sort of person to actually take it legally. But he did just, I don't think she was in one day. Like she had a holiday or whatever, or she was ill. And he basically, the afternoon said, yeah, I think I'm going to fire her. And I came in the next day and said, yeah, I sent her a text message yesterday telling her not to bother coming in. It's like, right, so literally zero notice.
What a piece of shit.
Outside of work hours. So an evening, just saying, yeah, don't come in anymore.
That's horrific.
Yeah, and that's why I couldn't I had to put up with it. Because I knew full well, if he wants to fire someone, he'd just do it.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, that was a really sort of shitty time in my life. I had no energy to do sweaty thumbsticks anymore. I just didn't. Had no energy to do anything during that period of my life. I barely found enough energy to find another job. It was like, when someone makes you feel so worthless that you think, I could apply for other jobs, but probably get it.
Yeah.
So I'm not qualified in graphic design. I've just got it all through experience and
Just
someone
a
trained
mad
me.
portfolio then.
Yeah, portfolio's alright. But then again, you're always a bit more critical. Maybe my portfolio is great, but I didn't think it was great. So I was like, I need to apply for a job and I need one now. But how do I go about it?
Yeah.
But fortunately, the story does have a positive ending, hence why we're recording Sweaty Thumbsticks now. But I found a new job, and it couldn't have been more of a polar opposite switch. I fucking love my job now. I work for an educational place, again to keep it vague. I'm not going to slag this place off at all, because they're fucking amazing, but I'd rather not put it out there where I work. But I work from home 4 days a week on average. Sometimes it's all week. Sometimes I have to go into the office or to London or God knows where else. 2 or 3 times a week. It varies, but my place of work is at home. The room we're currently in, actually, Sweaty Thumbsticks HQ. And yeah, it completely changed my life. And that was the beginning of 2018. I think I started there, actually. So actually quite a while. But it took most of 2018 to sort of get energy back, get into a better place and all that stuff, and start doing stuff that I wanted to do. So yeah, that kind of gave me the energy to do it. I work from home. The company's great. The boss is great. The CEO's great. You can talk to him like a human being, and they treat us with a lot of respect. It's great. So yeah, that's kind of why I didn't do Sweaty Thumbsticks for so long. I just wasn't I had no energy to do it for various reasons. But I'm happy now.
Amazing.
When you just sort of, when I first noticed it, that I wasn't happy, when I was working at the print place, I went on a holiday to Barcelona, and the flight home was pretty much the worst mood I've ever been in, because I knew I had to go back to work, in a few days, or however, I can't remember if I booked a few buffer days off.
Yeah.
But the flight home was I've had so much fun in Barcelona, and now I have to go back to utter misery.
Yeah.
I genuinely dreaded going into work.
Yeah.
You know that actual feeling.
Oh,
of
I know. Yeah.
That sort of butterflies in your stomach. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Probably getting on a roller coaster for the first time if you don't like roller coasters.
Yeah.
So coming home from Barcelona, I was just miserable. I didn't want to go back. I'd enjoyed myself, for the first time in a long time. But then, now that I work where I work now, I went on a holiday to Greece. Old Phileas Fogg over here, travelling the world. I'm not showing off. This does actually have a point. But I went to Greece, and the flight home, I was like, well, work tomorrow, or work in a few days. I don't care.
Yeah.
That feeling of when you come back on a holiday and you have the post-holiday blues.
Yeah,
I had none of it. Not even the mild sort of, holiday's over. It was just, work tomorrow. I'm working from home. I'll just go home, have an easy day. And I'll get out of my bed, walk to my office, and sit there and chill most of the day and have a lazy day. As much as I can get away with. Obviously, I'd still need to work. But coming home from Greece made me realise how happy I am now in general. Again, I wouldn't say I was depressed or suffering from anxiety and stuff, but I wasn't in the best of places. And now I'm kind of, if I sit and think about things, I'm quite happy and realise how good I have it now.
Yeah.
So I've gone from the worst job I could possibly have to what I consider to be the best given my skill set. It's the job I want to do, graphic design. And I work from home, which is fucking great.
The dream.
Yeah, and even the days I go into the office, just great. The people are great. I enjoy it. they really do value their staff. People are friendly. There's never that sort of crack in the whip of, oh, why you guys stood around talking. Like the CEO comes in and has a chat with us half the time, and he kind of, I think he said one of his greatest skills is the ability to surround himself with good people.
Wow.
And so he kind of, if you consider that one of your best skills, is the ability to find good people.
Yeah.
You know you're surrounded by people that he thinks is good and he appreciates them.
Yeah.
And it makes such a difference. Like, the job pays exactly the same as the one I had before, the awful one, but the reason I stay and the reason I love it is because of the way we're treated and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it has a happy ending. I'm genuinely happy with my life now. Obviously I have down days, everyone does, but I don't sit there and think, I hate my life, I'm going to get fired, or my boss is going to send me a text. Like, it got to the point where every time my phone buzzed, I thought, shit, is that him? And like, you get that sort of, not panic, but like that sort of fuck like feeling. And I was getting that every time my phone went off, because I knew he might be texting me about something I'd cocked up. But I don't have that now. If I sit and think about my life, I'm genuinely happy. Like, obviously I'm not a millionaire, so it could always get better, but I'm kind of happy with my lot in life now, which is good. But yeah, enough about me. Why didn't you want to? Well, not why didn't you want to carry on in Sweaty Thumbsticks, but why? I know. Well, what's gone on with your life? I suppose.
Yeah.
I've laid a bit of a bombshell now. So this makes it sound like you were sort of, I don't know, you might have been having a bad time. I don't know.
It's a similar sort of reason. Yeah, it's no secret, even to my old manager. It's no secret that I hated my job. I worked in customer service for something like 9 years.
That still seems weird to me. The way, knowing you as I do, that you could be even remotely professional.
Yeah, people say this. People people on my Facebook that I used to go to school with, they're like, I just can't even imagine you in a job.
Yeah, it's weird, but from what I've seen of you, you're quite successful. You look quite professional at the very least.
Oh yeah,
it's a weird
scenario. As an example, you don't actually need to wear a tie at my work, but I do anyway because I'm fucking lad. No, I spend a lot. You used to have to wear a tie, and I spend a lot of fucking money on ties. So.
Fair enough.
Also, they help to cover my belly, which is good. Like they break up the belly.
I do find with shirts being a portly job.
Oh, sorry, I'm going to hold the.
Oh yeah, you can control. Concentrate on telling your story.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm controlling it now. Not that anyone really cares or is even probably watching the gameplay.
Well, I mean, it's immediately got a lot more skillful. So.
Yeah, I find with
Brilliant.
ties.
Popping perfect 720 indies. Like you don't give a fuck.
And a backflip.
Oh, what's this prick doing?
Followed by a front flip. Oh no, that was a backflip again. That's a front flip. But anyway, yeah, I find with ties, because I'm a portly gentleman, the shirts sometimes buttonhole, the bit between the buttons, kind of opens a bit with my belly. And ties are great for that. But anyway, I've told enough of my story.
No, I get that. Yours. I get that loosened middle button, I call it.
Yeah, or the button pops entirely and then you just look like a fucking slob.
Correct. Oh, in mine, mine comes up pretty often. It's like, so worked in customer services for a very long time. Eventually got a promotion to a manager of a customer service team. The department itself was made up of a few teams, and I was basically like the most experienced call taker, and just as a very compassionate person, I feel like that helped with my management. So I was a people manager for 2.5 years. Always wanted to move into something more my style, which is marketing, basically marketing area, be it design, be it digital, be it all of that kind of thing. As you all know from my various YouTube channels and just online efforts, making memes and shit.
Yeah, which, as I saw on your recent Instagram story, it's fucking hard work, as you... I actually did watch that, believe it or not.
Correct.
But yeah, like, Mike does work ludicrously hard. I know he's got the aloof, silly personality, but I know for a fact behind the scenes he works very hard on his channels and stuff.
That is a kind comment, thank you.
Yes.
And yeah, it just got too much. I did apply for some jobs internally. I applied for some jobs externally. I applied for a job that I thought I'd be perfect for internally. The problem is they basically had found someone external who was even not as perfect as me, but more perfect because they had actually like relevant like professional experience and all that kind of
Yeah.
thing. She got the job, and fortunately for me, there was some sort of fuck up or something. I won't get into it, but yeah, there was something happened. And she basically never came in. So I got told that I didn't have the job, and then it was about 6 weeks or 2 months later, just out of the blue. My manager in customer services like tapped me on the shoulder and was like, "Can I borrow you a second?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I was like, "Oh, this is weird." It was like 9:30 or 10 a.m. And we didn't exactly have many meetings, just her and I, like just because they weren't really necessary. So it's like, "Oh, okay, this is weird. Something has happened." So she called me into a room. Now, also in the room was the manager of the marketing department, who was one of the people who interviewed me for the new role that I didn't get.
Right.
And I was like, so I sat down, I was like, I walked in, I was like, "Oh, hello," to him. And he was like, "Hello." And yeah, they basically said, we basically talked about the interview, and they basically said, or I should say he basically said, that yeah, that they really liked me and they knew they wanted to do something with me. And at the time of the and at the time of the interview, they said something like maybe like some sort of progression plan, something like that. But in this meeting, he was like, "Yeah, we've got a role, and we want you to do it, basically." And I was like, "Oh." And then they were like, "Yeah, it'd probably be pretty soon as well." So I would have had, or I should have had, a 6-week notice period, but they basically negotiated that down to 4 weeks.
Nice.
And the department itself was really busy as well, so I was like, "Oh." In fact, no, I'm not sure if they told me it would be soon at that point. I think I was like, "Oh, I'll probably be asked to do like a 2-month notice period, which is fine." But yeah, they wanted me after 4 weeks. That was literally, it was actually, Luke and I were talking a second ago. It was actually the day that he started his new job that he loves, was the day that I was told that I had the new job. So yeah, I've now been in it for nearly a year. Hated customer service, but it's just not for me. And it was making me really sad, and I was finding managing so many people, it would ranged from, I think the lowest amount of people I managed was like 7, and the maximum was like at one point I was managing the whole team, which was about 20.
Jeez. Again, I know it sounds like you're talking seriously and you don't sound like you enjoyed it. I still can't imagine you managing people.
Oh, correct.
It's just weird.
It is sort of. It's probably what you can kind of imagine. Like, I was a very friendly. Not. I didn't take the piss or anything. Like, I was a good manager, I think. People definitely said. People were very complimentary of me. I had difficult situations that I had to handle, which went to the very fucking. I will say this because I had to dismiss someone once.
Fuck, that's never fun.
Yeah, fire sounds like a horrible word, so I won't say fire. But
yeah, fortunately, I've never had that element in my job ever.
Oh, it was fucking horrible.
Short of serving customers, which I had to do at the print company.
Yeah.
Again, another reason I hate it. Short of working with customers, I think HR stuff is like the worst job I could imagine.
Yeah.
Like that sort of firing people, disciplining people. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's hard. Like, it's just because I had no experience in it whatsoever. It's just something you just have to fucking do. So that was horrible. But not only that, just like the whole management concept is like, instead of your own problems, which I had a fucking enough of my own.
Yeah.
Like everyone else's problem is now your problem as well, and it's just like, fuck. Really. So I disliked customer service, and it turns out I hated management. I should say I only got the management role because we basically did a huge shuffle in the department, and you had to put down 3 roles which you wanted, ideally, and I put down 3 roles, and management was the 3rd that I put down. And the only reason I didn't put my current role down was because it had been like 5 years and I wanted progression, and I just wasn't getting progression. So yeah, anyway, been doing the new job for a year. I wouldn't say that I love it, but I've gone from absolutely hating my job to being, yep, this is absolutely fine. No worries, love the people I work with.
And that makes such a huge difference.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't like my photography editing job, but I didn't realise how lucky I was there. Like, it was a dead end job. I couldn't have stayed there, but I realised how much having a good team of people around you makes such a difference.
Oh, insane.
Like, that's the one thing I don't have in my current job. Not just because I work from home, obviously. I don't have anyone around me, but even when I go into the office, they're nice people. We get on well. We respect each other. You know, they're friendly. I can have a conversation, but there's not that. I don't want to use the word banter, but you know, when you have someone at work you just really get on with,
Yeah.
and really have a good time, and not necessarily look forward to seeing them, but they're what you enjoy about the job.
Yeah.
I don't have that now, but yeah, it makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Like, even just people respecting me. Like,
Yeah.
the awful job I have, I wouldn't erase that part of my life because it's given me so much perspective. Like, I have a bad day at work now, and I think could be worse. Could be the print shop.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah, same thing with me.
yeah. Sorry, I was derailing your story
Oh, no,
again.
that's fine.
But yeah, it's kind of. So, would you say you're in, like, obviously you're in a better place now?
Oh
but-
yeah, totally. Like, and also, as I said, I didn't. It's certainly in my previous customer service role, which when I was just basically a senior call taker. Getting progression was so hard. Like, it was so limited anyway.
It's horrible like that. Like, when you feel in a dead end job, you almost, and this is exactly what happened to me, you take anything
Yeah.
for the sake of, like I said at the time, can't be worse.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, sometimes it can, but you need that
Yeah.
perspective. Like,
Yeah, I would
But-
say that the management role and the call taking role, like, they were equally as bad as each other. Just one was more paid, so obviously better.
yeah. Well, that was what originally made me leave, that made me think, right, enough's enough at the photography place. Basically, I took on a new role, which I didn't really like, but they basically gave me a £2,000, I can't remember which way it was around. There was a £2,000 and a £3,000 pay rise. I think it was 3 to begin with when I took on the role, and they said, right, I think it was after a year or after 6 months, I'd get the other 2, depending on my performance and stuff.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
But they hired someone else. He was a slacker. He was an asshole. I think mine was a year. No, mine was 6 months, I think. But I was promised the second stage of my pay rise. He was promised it in 3.
Oh,
Which was like,
fucking
hang on,
hell.
I've been working for this company for 8 years, and someone has just walked through the door. Yes, he was trained in... He was doing the same role as me. He wasn't my manager. He wasn't anything like that. Someone who just walked through the door has been given a better deal than me, and I later found out he was being paid more than me as well.
Yeah,
But
I've
then-
been in that position as well.
Yeah, so after 3 months, he got his pay rise. After 6 months, they said to me, oh, sorry, we haven't got enough money in the company, you can't have it.
Oh.
And the decision maker wasn't the person to tell me that. He got one of his subordinates to do it. And it was someone who I quite liked, so I wasn't just going to say, fuck off. So I didn't really have anyone to rant at, and they said, oh, we're really sorry about this. And I was like, well, I can't have a go at you. But I did say, look, I'm obviously not happy about this. I was promised it. I've met every target. I've worked fucking hard. And I'm going to have to bleep that, or Gareth thinks you have to do it. My co-worker, who I've just accidentally named, he got his after 3 months. Like, one, the fact that he got it after 3 is a piss take when I was promised 6. And the fact that he even got it when I didn't. And I've been working here 8 years, he's been working here
That's
6 months.
Fucking insane.
And it was at that point where I realised I was never going to be valued in that place. I wasn't getting paid much anyway. Like, it was a sort of place that was notorious for bad pay unless you were in sales and buddies with the business director. But yeah, and it was then I started looking because I just felt so fucking worthless.
Yeah.
That, you know, I went to America to do training in my new role for 2 weeks, which fortunately they paid for. But for 2 weeks over my girlfriend's birthday for this company because I didn't want to let them down or
Yeah.
anything, and they couldn't even be bothered to give me the pay rise I was promised. And part of what the main kicker was I know for a fact the owner, as a promotional vehicle for the company, which was his own personal vehicle, but he's kind of did it. He chrome racked his car to promote the business, which I know for a fact cost at least £2,000 to £3,000, which was the same amount as my pay thing. I think I even mentioned that in the meeting. I said, well, obviously I'm not happy about this because my co-worker got everything that he was promised. I didn't. And I know for a fact that the chrome rack on this car cost the pay rise. So they've essentially spent my pay rise on a chrome car.
That's...
And I
Wow,
said, they
I'd
can
be-
find money when they want something like that, but they can't do it to value their
I'd be
things.
fuming.
I was, and that was when I started looking for other jobs. I found one. I was wary from the start about that job, but I thought, can't be any worse. So I took a job that I didn't particularly like, which turned out to be way worse than I could have imagined, just to get away from that place.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just an awful place like that where they just don't treat you well. It wasn't the fact that I could live without the money. Like, they'd already given me a $3,000 pay rise compared to what I was used to. It was just the gesture of it, of like that sort of, oh, you've done what we asked, but fuck you anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was that. I forgot what you were saying now.
So I was saying how basically in my previous role, it was fucking hard to get progression. So that's why I took the management role. And then I was finding that basically the company was really understaffed and the customer service team was just in a bit of a bad place. So not only was I really just fucking like devastated with how I was feeling and how awful it was, and the whole team was feeling this. So you've got like 10 one-to-ones to do a month. So for basically, if you do one a day,
you're the one that has to deal with that shit.
Yeah, if you're doing one a day, that's half the time. Half of your working days, you're doing a one-to-one hearing how much people pay
whinging
you.
at you. Yeah.
Which is totally like.
Oh yeah, it's not their fault.
Yeah.
The whole point of one-to-one is to air your grievances. They're doing it in a professional manner. But
awful, and you can't give them progression because the company's being tight. You're not getting progression, and like, because I'm such a cheerful person, that was one of the best things that people said about me, was that I was really good at motivating the team, and to then be told basically that I said it's been like a year, like I think I should get a pay rise. And it wasn't. It was, in fact, for a management role, particularly a management role managing 10 people, it was an awfully paid job.
Oh yeah. I've never been paid a good job ever. My current one's not great, but it's livable.
They told me that I basically told me that I wasn't doing enough to get. That I wasn't working hard enough to get enough out of the team.
That's fucking shit.
And then I basically didn't get a pay rise for 2 years. Then I got my new role, got a pay rise, and then I just had my development review today, and he was like, yeah, you definitely need a pay rise. And it's like, yeah, fuck me, I actually feel valued. It's amazing.
It's a weird feeling, isn't it? It's great.
Yeah, so just much happier now, much more motivated.
Yeah, I mean, it was you that contacted me to do this recording session. So.
Yeah, I was like, well, yeah, we're both in a better place, let's fucking get it going again.
Yeah.
And we just hadn't seen each other in a while as well. We tend to, outside of Sweaty Thumbsticks, because we don't live ridiculously close together.
No, we basically just do an annual theme park tour, don't we?
Yeah.
That's basically it. We know each other through the internet, and we kind of talk to each other through the internet a bit.
Yeah.
But actually, they'd seen Theme Fest, wouldn't they, on the channel? So,
yeah.
Theme Fest is kind of when we first met, actually, the first Theme Fest.
Yeah, fuck, you're right. That's
nuts.
mental.
And that was 10 years ago?
Yeah, 10-year anniversary this year.
Yeah.
We're going off to Germany.
We'll have that on the channel at some point.
Yeah.
What theme park is it we're going to?
So we're going to Phantasialand is the main one. It's fucking incredible.
You can pronounce it in the German fashion.
Phantasialand. And
the Vaterland.
Movie park Germany as well, which I believe they call Das Filmfilm und Deutschland. No, I don't know what
Brilliant.
Don't know what they call it.
I can see our one German fan getting really angry at that. But I love Germany. I've been before. We're both. I'm assuming you're looking forward to it, but I definitely am. So I haven't been to Germany since I was 21.
Wow.
My 21st birthday.
4
I was
years
in Germany. Yeah, pretty much. It's what, 12 years ago? It's nuts.
Mental.
But yeah, we don't hang out all that much. Not that we don't like each other.
No,
I do hate you, but
people. And honestly, I actually hate doing things. Like, I have social fucking malevolence. I sort of hate leaving the house. So, but
you hate me in the house?
I hate leaving the house.
Oh, I thought you said you hate Luke in the house. It's like, one, is that my new sitcom, Luke in the House, that I don't know about and you hate it? Or two, do you just hate me being in your house? It's like, well, neither of those are good. One, because my memory is so bad I can't remember filming an entire sitcom revolving around me as the main character. Or two, that someone who I consider quite a good friend doesn't like me. But yeah, I don't know, you got in contact with me, we said we'd start it up again.
Yeah.
Kind of nervous first episode, really. I'm not used to being recorded again. we've managed to fill 35 minutes.
Fucking hell.
So that's good. Normally we do 10-minute episodes, but yeah, I think it was me that suggested we talk about why we didn't do it.
Yeah.
And this was kind of exactly what I had in mind, because people don't talk about
We should
mental
call
health
this a fucking podcast.
Yeah, but people don't talk about like mental health enough,
Yeah.
and it's fucking awful. Again, I don't think I had it as bad as some people, and mine was purely based on my situation at the time. So I'm not the happiest person a lot of the time in general.
Yeah. You're a prick. Oh, sorry,
but yeah, that was just an awful time in my life, and I finally got a glimpse of what it must be like for some people.
Yeah.
And I know as you know, I don't want to get too political, but as white men, we have it quite easy, generally. But life's not all peachy. Like, men, I think statistically...
Is that a tone of skin reference? Life's not all peachy?
No. But no, I'm not... I really don't want to say, oh yeah, white men have it hard, but try to look at people as individuals. Like, just because someone's a white man and got it easier, like, they may have struggles, you know, people do kill themselves over this sort of stuff, and just try not to make assumptions. Like,
fuck me, this is getting deep.
This is getting fucking heavy. We promise we'll be funny again next time, or try to be. But like, it was the thing that sticks with me was well, yeah, obviously that sticks with everyone, but still got something in my hair from like 3 weeks ago. But what was his name? Robin Williams, the funniest, happiest guy I've ever seen, and he killed himself because people don't talk about this, and like the comedians are the people that are happiest are the ones that probably have more to hide, if that makes sense. And that's kind of, I didn't want it to get super heavy during this, but it's kind of what I wanted it to be. Like, we both had hard times, and we're both happy for it now and ready to talk about it, type thing. So yeah, I think just wanted to get the ball rolling on mental health talk and stuff like that.
That's where we've been.
Yeah, we've struggled with things. Again, I don't think I've had it as bad, but I certainly didn't have it good. And yeah, people that are struggling with stuff aren't alone. Like, I'd hazard a guess at saying literally everyone has had, you know, a legitimately depressed day or two in their life.
Yeah.
So people are, you know, ready to talk, and I'm sure there's people out there that don't have family and friends and stuff, but I'm sure they can find someone that will care.
Yeah.
They might not have someone immediate. It could just be a stranger, but most strangers will care about stuff unless they're complete mental assholes. But yeah, just find someone and talk to someone, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, this got really deep, actually.
Yeah, it's like the most serious. We promise there'll be shit like dick jokes next time.
Yeah, this episode was supposed to be a, you know, sorry we were away, guys, here's the reason why. But yeah, it got quite deep, I guess.
Yeah, well, thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you for enduring that if you're still here.
Hope you don't have depression now.
Yeah, if we've given you depression as part of this episode,
Call
we are. Yeah, don't call us because we've given you this depression.
Yeah.
But
do subscribe though.
Yeah, do subscribe. You know, I was going to make such a dark joke then, but I'm not even going to. But yeah, if you have issues, talk to someone. It's always better, and you know, don't suffer alone, basically, because even put it in the comments and we'll reply. Like,
yeah, that's true. We'll read all of them.
Yeah,
we don't get many comments, so we will actually reply to everyone.
Yeah, or if you're genuinely struggling and don't want it to be public, send us a message. Can you do that on YouTube?
Yeah, no, actually, you can't. You can't. They've removed it.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, it used to be a functionality, but they deleted them back about a year ago, actually.
What the fuckers? In my long nap, bringing it back to the original joke. Yeah, we've got... I think our email is sweatythumbsticksplay@gmail.com. Drop us an email and we'll get Graham too. You might not be able to read his scrawls, but someone will reply. Yeah. Or just find someone professional, because we'll probably just say, cheer up. Correct. Life's not shit.
Yeah.
My life was shit. It's not now. And that's basically all the advice I can give. But no, I will try harder and I'll listen. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, hope you enjoyed the episode and we didn't reduce too many people to tears. We hope some people are actually still listening.
I'd like to think
40 minutes now.
Masturbating.
Oh yeah, like, if you want to masturbate to this, do it. Think of, you know, both me and Mike absolutely miserable. If that's what floats your boat, so be it. We're happy with that.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, thanks for watching and listening and watching us be shit at Tony Hawk's and do whatever.
Take it easy.
Yeah, definitely take it easy. That's the whole point of this video, pretty much. Take it easy. Life's too short to be miserable. Find help if you need it.
Boom.
Boom. Bye.